funny thing is when I got back to Long Beach, California, I had talked to a couple of the homies, and one of the homies told me, he said, man, they think you're a CIA agent. I said, what the fuck kind of shit is that, dog? I said, you know me. I said, come on now, anybody that knows me knows that's bullshit. He was like, yeah, that's what they're trying to say, though. He said, that's what they're trying to say about you, is you're some kind of snitch or CIA agent or you're somebody different like that. And I was like, yeah, I am different. I changed a lot. And I said, you know what? When I got on the bus one day, one of the last times I went to jail, I got on the bus. I was going from California to Arizona. And one of the dudes on the Arizona bus, he had said he was with another white boy. They were pulling dope out their ass and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? That's not my get down, you know what I mean? You ain't shoving nothing up my butt. No fucking pocket in that one. Sorry, it's an Audi, not an any. But, so one of the white boys, anyways, he had pulled some black out of his butt, and he's talking about how, I said, man, that's gay as hell. He was like, man, what are you talking about? He said, you motherfucking California folks is gay. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? I said, my homies are gangsters. I said, they don't do all that. He's like, yeah, right, your homeboys do the same thing. He said, you know what, your homeboys are even worse. He said, because when it comes down to it, he said, in California, y'all is bitches and snitches. I said, what? And I started tripping on him. I was about to get down with these two white boys in the back of the bus. Big old white boys, too. In the back of the bus, I was about to get down with them. We were about to fight as they were talking shit about my homeboys. Not about my homeboys, but just about neighborhoods in California in general. And I said, what? I was like, man, you better watch that shit. I'm like, what are you even talking about, dog? He's like, hey, in California, they got nothing but snitches and gay dudes. I say, gay dudes? What you talking about? He said, they got a gay gang. I'm like, oh, man, I don't know what kind of cats you be kicking it with, but that's not the cats I be kicking it with. He said, man, they got gay gangsters, homie. He said, check it out. I'm like, the fuck? So I did look into it, and you know what? They got gay gangsters. And the thing about it is, some of these cats, he said, he had told me too, he said, when y'all was in prison or y'all was in jail, he said, you guys are gay as hell, sleeping with each other and shit. And he said, and then you get out and you go back to your wives and shit, and you pass those diseases and shit you catch in jail along to your wives and your families and shit. He said, that's the kind of cash you got. I was like, that's not even real shit. And you know what? It was real shit. That motherfucker wasn't lying. That was real shit. When these cats go to jail, they're gay for the state. They go to jail, they're gay. They're catching diseases and shit, sleeping with each other in jail and shit, using their booty holes as pockets, putting stuff in their butts. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit that they was doing. I wasn't down with that. So that's one of the reasons I started separating myself from those type of individuals. Started standing home by myself, for myself, because I ain't down with all that. You know what I mean? And then, on top of that, he said, most of those motherfuckers is snitches. Most motherfuckers in Cali is snitches. I was like, man, you better watch that shit, dog. My homies don't snitch. He said, man, you better watch out. He said, because in reality, when y'all get locked up, he said, your homeboy gets out before you because he's snitching. I'm like, man, that's bullshit. And you know what? When I got out, got further into it, looked further into it, started talking to cats. It's reality. That's reality. They're gay and they're snitches. They go to jail, they're gay for the stay. I seen it with my own eyes. Seen dudes laying on each other's laps and stuff. Married dudes that were in and out of jail all the time. Laying on each other's laps, sleeping with each other in jail. Once they got out, they were gangsters again. And they were with their wife again. When they got in jail, they were not gangsters no more. Well, they were gangsters, but they were sleeping with each other and doing weird shit. When they were out, they were hardcore gangsters and this and that, and people respected them or whatever. And then when they got caught up, the first thing they would do is snitch. First thing they would do is tattletale. And that's how they got time off. That's how they got out faster. So, in reality, that's what you're standing up for. And that's why I didn't stand up for them no more, and that's why I stand up for my motherfucking self. When it comes down to it, that's what you have in this world. Any cat that makes it seem like he's your homie or whatever, there's a motive behind that, you know? These cats be out here snitching, be out here collecting information so they have something to tell. That way when they do get caught up, they could tell on you, and they could get time off. Some of these cats, that's their whole goal. They just run around collecting information. That way they got something to get their time off, so when they get out of jail. So remember that. Snitches and bitches. That's what you got.